In this video, I'm going to talk to you about a common area of concern on the driving test, an area that catches a lot of people out, and that is driving too slow or showing undue progress. It's important to be confident and decisive in the driving test, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about now in this driving lesson video. If you want to learn to drive, improve your skills, and ultimately pass the driving test, then please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell notification where you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. Okay, so back to the video here on progress. I'm going to move off now and then do some junctions, and you'll hear me talking about progress and being decisive and so on. So I'm about to move off now. So I go into first gear, I indicate to the right, I check my 3 mirrors and blind spot. Everything's okay, so I get the bite and go, double check my mirrors, give it a bit of juice, out I go. So there was nothing behind me. Well, there was a car behind me, but he was so far away that there was no point in me waiting unnecessarily long. So I just gave it a bit of juice and decisively pulled out because it was perfectly clear to do so. I'm driving along now on this road here, so I'm keeping a little left on this bend. I'm going slightly slower only because it was a bend, and further down we also have a bend. We have a parked car on the bend as well, so there's no problem just coming onto the brake a little bit there now and slowing down slightly for the car, some mirrors and indicate. Just gently moving out, keeping the door length, and some mirrors coming back in. So nothing wrong there with taking it slow, about 35, 37 kilometers, because there was a parked car on the bend. So I'm going to be going left here, so mirrors indicate left. I'm slowing down. I can see the 60 kilometer sign there, but that's just for the next road. So it's on a bit of a bend here at the junction, so it's okay just to kind of take it slow coming down and straightening up here now, and a nice gentle stop. So I go into first gear, looking both ways. Now I can clearly see there's nothing there. One last look. Off I go. Give her some juice. Quickly into second gear. Give her some more juice. Reasonably quickly up to third gear. So that was a left turn. Clearly nothing on my right. I stopped just to be sure. And there was a continuous white line there, but there was nothing there, so I just gave it some extra acceleration and decisively went for it because it was perfectly safe to do so. There was no point in giving any extra looks or creeping out or anything like that. I just went for it. Nice straight road here. Speed limit was 60 as we learned further back, and I'm going up at 60 now. Fourth gear, 60 kilometers being decisive. Going left at the roundabout then, so mirrors indicate left. Just slowing down gradually. Now I'm previewing the roundabout because if I look beforehand, I'm more likely to be more decisive. So I'm looking, and there's nothing there at the moment. A few more looks, one last look. Clearly okay, and off I went. No need to be slowing down to first gear or handbrake or any of that kind of stuff. So left here now, so mirrors indicate left. Same here, I'm looking right, looking early and often. I can see there's nothing there at the moment, but it's a little bit blind, so it's all fine, it's all grand. Just reapplying the indicator. So it was a little bit blind at that second roundabout, so that's why I was a little bit slower on the second one, the most recent roundabout, in comparison to the one before that, which was a little more open. So all roundabouts are different, and when you're talking about progress, no two situations are the same. So it's okay to be a little bit more cautious, a little bit slower, let's say, if the roundabout is a little bit blind or a little bit harder to see, because every situation is different. Coming up to a bit of a bend here, so I'm just going to ease off the acceleration now, below 50 kilometers, because it's the bend and because my view ahead is limited. Brow of a hill here as well, so I'm not going up near 50, I'm up 40 kilometers now, and I'm going down a bit of a steep hill here, so I'm covering the brake here now, and because I'm going down a steep hill, I'll probably just drop a gear to third, off the clutch slowly, and that'll help me going down the hill. So there's roadworks as well here. I can see the orange signs here, so I'm just going to brake a little bit more there, just make sure I come out there a small bit away from the signs. So because there's roadworks there, I'm just covering the brake, tapping the brake I mean, and taking it slow enough there, coming down with the roadworks. Now blind junction coming up here, so I'm going right, mirrors indicate right. Now there's generally no progress issue when you're dealing with a blind junction. Okay, a blind junction means it's difficult to see on either the right or the left. So handbrake into first gear, I'm looking. Now you can probably see it's okay on the right, but I can't see much on the left, so I'm just going to creep out a little bit and just stop and apply the handbrake because I'm on a hill. Now it's all clear, so just double checking, all clear, and off I go. Give it a bit of juice there then, straight into second gear. Bit more juice, straight up to third gear. So there's no progress issue there. Because it was a blind junction, I felt I needed to stop and creep out a little bit. Once I established it was safe, gave her some juice, and off I went. Got up the gears quick enough then. So down to second gear for the roundabout, just checking the mirrors as to slow down there. And over I go. Okay, I'm aware of that person there ahead of me, but there's no major problem. He's just walking on the path, no problem. The next roundabout will be a little bit blind, so you'll see on my right hand side it'll be a little bit blind. And because it's a blind roundabout, generally there's no progress issue with that. So I'm driving along here. I can just drive through these spaces here. These are just parking spaces, so I don't have to make any special effort to avoid them. Now, second exit to the right. So mirrors indicate right. Just slowing down gradually here, getting down to second gear. Now, because it's a little bit blind and the wall is a bit blind there, I'm probably just going to go to first gear here now. Maybe just lean forward a little bit. That car's blocked me temporarily. Now it's fine. So last look. That's grander now. Second gear indicates exit. So because it was a little bit blind there, I rolled her into first gear, crept up a little bit, and then I saw it was safe, so I just went for it then. So as I was saying before, it's okay to be a little extra cautious, possibly roll into first gear if the junction, or in that case roundabout, is a little bit blind. Okay, now this light has been green a long time, so it could go amber any second, so I'm just prepared to stop, but everything looks okay there now. Following the road here now. I'm going to be taking a left here then, so mirrors indicate left. Got a car there. I'm just going to give him a little bit of room there. Everything's fine. I'm going to drop the second gear here, reapply the indicator, and going left again. Now I'm looking to the right here, make sure there's no one coming up because it's flashing amber hour light. All fine. Leaving the indicator on for this left turn. Now the street I'm going to be going on here is a little bit tight, and there's going to be a few potholes and bumps there. So I'm just going to avoid this pothole here. So again, progress is not a big area of priority here because it's a bit of a tight street. There's quite a few bumps. There's a hole there. And now here's the speed bump just now. There. I'm coming down now. A little bit of a blind bend here, so I'm just kind of looking to see a bit better around it. And I'm staying fairly central here on this one-way street. I could go up to third, but there's probably no point because I'm going to be hitting this speed bump here. Just check the mirrors, slow down. So as I was saying, it's a bit of a tight street. The white van is sticking out a little bit there, so a bit of a pothole just there. I'm just checking everything's okay there. And I'm going to go straight here at the crossroads here. So just checking the mirrors going across, left lane for straight. And I can see ahead of me here, straight ahead, that there's a pedestrian crossing and a tight street. So I'm just going to go into first gear here. Just make sure there's no one crossing. I'm going to creep out to the final line then, which is here. A little bit blind, so just checking. All good. Just last look down there then. So everything was all clear, but I did give enough looks, but I didn't overdo the looks and overdo the creeping out because it was perfectly fine to go. So I got my looks, crept out enough first, got my looks, and then went, just avoiding the hole there. A sign there for a bend. Some bins out as well, so there could be bin lorries out. Any of these cars could suddenly pull out a reverse, so there's no need to go to 50 kilometers here. I'm perfectly fine here, going at about 20, 25, 30 kilometers here, going right at the end. Tighter street, no issue with progress here. Coming to a stop sign then, just getting down to second gear. So this is a right turn at a stop sign, just stopping just there now at the line, making sure to stop fully. Creeping out, taking my time a little bit here because it's very blind on the left, it's grand on the right. All good there then. Last look, all fine. So it was okay in the end, but I have to creep out a bit there just to be sure because it was a little bit blind on the left. Just going into the left lane here now. Taking a left then at this little junction layout here. So it's a bit of an awkward junction here because I nearly have to look over my blind spot. So I'm going to go into first gear, just making sure I'm good there, and all fine there. So I'm coming to a right turn now, so I'll check the mirrors indicate right. It's going to be a bit of a blind junction here, especially on my side here to the right. So firstly, I'm going to stop completely at the line. I'll just pull the handbrake up because I might be on a slight hill into first gear. A few cars coming there. Just going to creep out slightly. Just gently creep. I can see the roof of the car coming on the right there, so just let him pass first. And again, no problem with progress here because it's a difficult blind junction. Keeping the old head moving. Looks fine. Last look, and that's all fine. So I got out there comfortably ahead of that Jeep, didn't obstruct them or anything. No problem with progress because I was creeping out at a difficult junction. Right here, so mirrors indicate right at the mini roundabout. Very small mini roundabout here, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with slowing her down into first gear, just leaning forward a little bit here. Those things all good there, yeah, last look. And driving slow but steering fast. Indicate left. Keep an eye on that pedestrian as well, but it's all good. And now it's a reasonably good road here, so a little bit of juice. Front indicator there. And up I go and around the bend here. And we're going to have some traffic lights down here now. And I'll be talking to you about the process if I'm stopped at lights. So for example, if I do get stopped at the lights, I will be waiting in first gear. Because it helps you move off quicker if you wait in first gear if you are stopped at lights. So just checking the mirrors as I slow down there. Come around the bend. A few pedestrians crossing there now. So at the moment the light is red. Just checking the mirrors, making sure to stop just there at the first white line. Now I go handbrake first. I'm going to be going straight, by the way, sorry, straight. And there you go. So checking the mirrors, off I go. And the light went pretty quick there, green. So because I was waiting in first gear, that made my takeoff a little bit better and a little bit quicker. That's why I always recommend, if you're at traffic lights at the top of the queue, you should wait in first gear. So right here, mirrors indicate right. Now this is going to be another blind one here. Again, no problem of progress because it's a blind junction. Just stop signs. Second gear. Get right up to the line there now. Right up to the line. Now handbrake into first gear. Looking, just creeping up there now. Looking, they're all good. All fine there, yeah. And off I go then. So because it was a little bit of a tricky one there, because it was on a hill, and because it was blind, there was nothing wrong there with me just taking a few extra seconds just to make sure everything was okay and that there was nothing flying around from my right or even my left, like a pedestrian or a cyclist or something like that. So I'm going to be going up here now, slowing down for the ramp. Bit of a big ramp here, so best to go to second gear. Now if it's a smaller ramp or a lower ramp, you could probably do it in third. This is a bit of a big one, so that's why I'm coming down, that's why I do it in second. Now, giving it a bit of juice, getting up to third gear. No point hanging around in second gear when I could be up in third gear. So third exit to the right. So mirrors indicate right. Slowing her down, staying fairly central because it's a one-lane roundabout. A little bit hard to see here now, so again, I might just kind of drop her into first gear. Just make sure that car's turning there. And yeah, everything's okay there. Again, slightly blind, so I went for first gear there then. Just check the mirrors indicate left there then. And down I come then. Okay, just turning my signal, it's gone off now, just so I don't give any misleading signals. So I'm just going to be pulling into a car park here now, just to give some final words. So mirrors indicate left, down to second gear. And just taking a nice and slow coming in here then. A bit of a narrow junction here, just on the first gear, make sure I'm okay. I'm going to swing into the right here now to park. Okay, so I'm just going to swing in here. Bring her to a nice gentle stop, straightening the wheel. Okay, and to secure the car then it's handbrake first, then neutral. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video on progress. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like, and don't forget to let me know in the comment section any of your own issues or problems that you might have had on the driving test, whether it's progress or whatever. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you soon.